In this election, nothing is more important to Ohio's 11.5 million residents than creating jobs right here in the Buckeye State. And that's been the main focus of the two candidates who want to become Ohio's next U.S. Senator. They include Democratic incumbent Sherrod Brown and Republican State Treasurer Josh Mandel. Brown was born and raised in Mansfield and achieved the rank of Eagle Scout as a young man. He served 7 terms in the U.S. House of Representatives before being elected to the Senate in 2006. Here's how he chose to answer your questions.
I'm the owner of a small manufacturing company. The past 3 years, my profits have been reduced dramatically due to a 100% increase in my health care premiums. If elected, what will you do to help reduce these costs so I can put people back to work?
One thing that you could do in 2014 is join a healthcare exchange. In other words, throw in with a lot of other small businesses. So if you have one employee that gets really sick, and that causes your healthcare costs to skyrocket, you've got a problem. But if you throw into a larger pool, if you will, in these healthcare exchanges with thousands of other small businesses, hundreds of thousands of other small businesses of 10 to 50 to 100 to 500 employees, you can in some sense inoculate yourself.
It appears to voters like me that there's gridlock between Congress and the White House. What would you personally do to break that logjam?
Part of breaking this logjam and stopping this dysfunction is members of the Senate that will look for specific ways to work with both parties to advance a sports metaphor, to advance the ball over the goal line bipartisanly, which is always good for our country.
Indiana voters are choosing their 50th chief executive this fall with the election of a new governor. That's because incumbent Republican Mitch Daniels is term limited and at the end of the year will become president of Purdue University. There are 2 candidates vying to take his place, Democrat John Gregg and Republican Representative Mike Pence. Gregg is a lifelong Hoosier, bought his first business at age 15, earned a law degree, worked for Fortune 500 firms, and served as Indiana's House Speaker. For 2 years, he was interim president of Vincennes University.
I'd like a yes or no answer. Should the money made by the riverboats in southeastern Indiana stay here in southeastern Indiana?
Marie, the answer to that is yes. The money that it comes in from the riverboats, and it currently stays in each one of the communities where riverboats are. I think they get the overwhelming piece of it. And then, as you know, it's shared in the case of Lawrenceburg. I know Lawrenceburg was kind enough to start sharing it with other communities nearby.
When the new Congress is sworn in January in Washington, there's going to be a new member of the delegation from Kentucky's 4th U.S. Congressional District. Why? Well, because Republican incumbent Jeff Davis left office earlier this year. The boundaries of the 4th have been redrawn, but still includes all or part of 20 counties, stretching from Louisville to northern Kentucky to Ashland. The race to represent the citizens of the 4th is a contest between Democrat Bill Adkins and Republican Thomas Massie. Massie earned engineering degrees from MIT, then founded a company based on his computer-related inventions. He returned to Lewis County in 2002 to raise his family on a farm. 2 years ago, he was elected Lewis County Judge Executive, but left that job to run for Congress.
As a candidate for a major political party in the United States today, please explain how you'd work across the aisle to make college affordable for all students, not just in your home state, but for all students across the nation as a whole. Please speak specifically about student loan interest rates.
In today's economy, we need to make sure that there are jobs for students when they get out of college so that you'll have the resources to pay off those student loans.
There's been a lot of discussion lately about judges legislating from the bench, effectively rewriting the laws that the legislature has previously written. How do you feel about that issue?
Well, Tony, I think that's improper, and I think with the court that we have today, you don't find that. Our role as the 3rd branch of government is to interpret the law and to apply the law and the Ohio Constitution. We should not be writing policy or writing legislation. That is not the job of the judiciary.
I have taken a look at the 2013 proposed county budget and noticed a significant increase in spending. In today's tough economic times, how do you plan to pay for that?
Well, the answer to that is I think you look at some of the early estimates of the budget. We've since revised those. The actual appropriations will not be made until the end of December. I've requested that the Office of Management and Budget only submit a balanced budget to us. They've assured me that they will, and I don't think it'll be a problem to have a balanced budget for 2013, and will actually require that if I'm going to sign off on it.
Neil spent 30 years as a deputy sheriff, handling assignments that included the Patrol Academy, Traffic Section, DARE, and the Bomb Squad. He retired as a lieutenant commander to run for sheriff and serves as a substitute teacher in the Three Rivers School District.
We all know that the Justice Center is overcrowded right now, and that there's a catch and release program in place to help manage that numbers problem that they're having with the inmates. How do you maintain public safety while you're allowing these criminals back out on the street?
My intention as Sheriff of Hamilton County is to stop the revolving doors. It's my job as the sheriff to hold persons that need to be confined until they see the judge in the morning. If I have to put cots in the gymnasium to hold offenders over to see the judge in the morning to face justice, I will.